Hello everyone, this is Mike, and welcome to On the Grind. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for all the likes and the shares and the comments from the last video. I really appreciate it. I just want to kind of build from the last video. I think this topic of loving your neighbor is just real important nowadays. I think it's really necessary in the life that we're living in. And you know, it's not, like I said in the last video, it's really hard to do. It's not an easy thing. And the Bible really puts a lot of emphasis on doing this. If you look in Matthew chapter 22, Jesus is talking to people right around verse 37. He's saying, look, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, mind, and strength. That's the greatest one. And the second is likened to it, or is just as important as it, in some translation says, is to love your neighbor as yourself. Well, when you read it like that, you sit there and go, wow, this is really important to Jesus. This is really important that we love people as ourselves, that we really show respect and compassion for people. And that's not easy to do. Think about on your daily grind of life. Think about how hard it is to love people. I mean, think about it while you're driving down the road. You're driving down the road and somebody pulls out in front of you. There's no one behind you, right? But they pull right out in front of you, drives you insane. And all you hope for is a chance that you'll be able to pull up next to them at a red light, you know, so you can do something like, if I wasn't a Christian, I promise you, well, let me tell you what you can do with that finger. We've all had those days. We've all had that. Or what about when you're in the grocery line and you're in that 10 items or less and you just needed to grab a couple things to make dinner that night, and somebody in front of you's got like a whole cart full of groceries and they have a coupon for every single thing that's in that grocery cart. And you know they could read the 10 items or less sign. You know they could because they read the coupons. And you just want to go, get out of the line. Get out of the line. There's another line down. That's where you need to be. But you don't say nothing, right? You're trying to love people. What about one thing drives me insane, going to McDonald's. Oh my gosh. You're in line at McDonald's. The menu is up, plastered up in the air with everything they have on it, right? And you're in line, you're about 3 or 4 deep, and then the person right in front of you gets to the front, to the register, and they go, now what do I want? And they're taking forever to decide. And I'm like, come on, it's McDonald's. It's the same menu they've had for 30 years, man. Only thing they add is like a grilled chicken sandwich or a salad every once in a while. Nobody goes to McDonald's for a salad. Are you kidding me? Get out of the line. Get out of the line till you figure out what you want. Then get in the line. And we have to, and you know, in reading that Bible verse, we have to love these people. We have to. I tell you this goes out to anybody who's ever been in retail before. Anybody who's ever sat behind a register and taken money before. Here's some things that you got to love these people too. And this is hard. If somebody walks up to you and they're paying for their stuff and their card's declined and they look at you like you did something wrong, right? Come on, give me a break. They ain't got nothing to do with nobody. Or how about these poor people that work at gas stations? How hard is life for them? Somebody walks in with $9 worth of pennies and goes, psh, put it on pump 8, and then walks away. And you wanted to just slap the mess out of them? But you know, Jesus calls us to love everyone. And you know, one of the things we have to start doing, and I think and I know this is a political issue. I know. But just hear me out, okay? Like this Obamacare that, you know, healthcare right now, Obamacare, all right? Everybody's got an opinion on that. And they're fighting, you know, do we keep it? Do we not keep it? Let's try to dismantle it. Let's not dismantle it. You know, the thing that gets me is I've known people that have benefited greatly on Obamacare. Not just as a handout. I'm talking people who are hardworking people who, hardworking people, and this Obamacare has saved their life. I know a family in particular where if they weren't able to get insurance and they were able to get Obamacare, and they were able to find something with the mom that they wouldn't have found at just a clinic or a hospital. And they were able to get established with a regular doctor and find out what was wrong with her and able to get that taken care of. And so they love Obamacare. It saved their mother's life. It means something to them. Now, on the other side, I've seen where Obamacare has hurt people, where their deductibles went sky high. I mean, I'm talking about from like a couple of $100 a year per person to, almost $3,000 a year per person. And they can't afford certain medicines anymore. They're middle-class people. They can't afford certain medicines. And so they have to decide which one in the family is the sickest so we can afford that medicine for that thing. And so I think what we need to do, and I think this would help everyone, if you start to remember that there's a soul behind the face, right? That there's a person behind the post that you see on Facebook and Instagram, that there's a soul there. And whether they're having a bad day or whether it's something that's really passionate to them from their experiences, there's a soul there. And us Christians, we're required to love those people. We're required to respect and have compassion for those people. And I think sometimes we need to remember that there's a person behind the cause. There's a person behind the face. And there's a soul behind those posts. So for whatever reason, if it's coming from a place of pain or if they're coming from a place of just having a bad day, we all do. How many times have you walked away from a conversation or walked away from a coworker or something and everybody's like, man, that person was a jerk? How many times has that happened to you? How many times have you been the jerk, right? So there's something to think about. It's not an easy thing to do, but something to think about. So thanks a lot for watching. My name's Mike, and this was On the Grind.